officially now, what is the deal with you and Rose?
Okay, so right now we have parted ways, and with a heavy heart, and I'm I headed back to San Diego, with the ring. I had bought that ring. I'd met Rose on Facebook, fell in love, bought a ring, and TLC found out about it, and next thing you know, I'm on this show. So it's been a fun ride. We wanted different things. Rose wanted what she wanted, and I wanted what I wanted, and it just we weren't in alignment. We didn't want.
Did you know up front what she wanted, that it didn't jive with what you wanted?
I sort of did. Like the fact that, I told her from the beginning, I have enough love in my heart for her and Prince. I knew that was a package deal. And she had slightly mentioned that she wanted a baby girl someday. And that was about it. That's all we ever talked about kids. It was a one-time conversation, probably, in the beginning of when we met. And I honestly kind of forgot about it. But then the whole height thing, that was kind of, silly. When I got back from San Diego, when I got back from the Philippines, the first thing I did is I went and got tested, for STD, and I was clean, which I knew I was, but they also measured me, and the girl goes, okay, you're 5 feet and a half an inch with shoes on. So I'm actually, in reality, I'm 5 foot. So I don't know if I grew, 3 inches, or I just, misrepresented my height. So she kind of made a big deal about that. I think it really did piss her off when I asked her to take the STD test. And consequently, when I got back, I did, I talked to my daughter about that. And she's like, well, if you would have got the test first and then went down there and said, hey, Rose, look, I took the test, will you take a test? That's what I should have done. Obviously, I screwed that up. So,
do you feel like you screwed it all up?
You know what? No, I'll tell you why. Because this morning I got like 37 marriage proposals online, and the cool thing is I accepted every one of them.
So are you done with this kind of thing now? Like, obviously, are you just giving Rose some space, or are you now moving on officially?
You know what? I'm it's the breakup is still fresh, so I'm going to keep an open mind. Who knows? She's somebody that I loved very, very much, despite what you hear online. I didn't, people are saying online, they're kind of trashing me, saying that you just went on the show to be famous. First of all, I didn't even know about the show before I bought my ticket. That's number one. Right. And number two, I tell people, look, name one thing I did on the show that made myself look good, because I can't think of one.
Well, because a lot of people were saying that when Jeffrey said that, there's certain people that were on the show for a platform and that maybe they weren't there looking for love. A lot of people are saying that he was talking about you.
Yeah. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him, as well as baby Lisa and Darcy. I mean, they're, I'm actually shocked, at not so much at Joffrey or Lisa, but with Darcy, I mean, she should know better. That you read stuff online and then she throws that in my face. I'm like, come on, that's just borderline delusional. I mean, it's not, some of the things that people say are just so far detached from reality. It's not even funny. And I don't know, where, Joffrey rather came up with,
right.
Somehow I was dancing on pool tables 12 years ago, and I have the pictures to prove it, in a Nacho Libre costume. Well, today I'm doing about 30 to 40 cameos a day in my Nacho Libre costume. It's actually the same costume that I had, 12 years ago. And now I'm making money. I'm having fun with it. I really am. I didn't go on the show to be famous. And actually when the show first broke, when they started to do the teasers in January, we filmed way back in August. So I couldn't talk about the show for months. And when the first teaser came out with me on my Vespa, I'm like, oh my God, look, this is really fun. Everybody's going to know who I am. And then all of the hate, like at 150 miles an hour, like, I can't wait till next season. Where's your neck? I'm like, oh my God, everything that my daughter and my mom warned me about, don't do this, it's not a good idea, started to happen. So I kind of, pulled back into my hole and like, okay, this is not good. I'm going to lose my job. I just literally, I thought I really screwed my life at that point. And the publicist from TLC is like, okay, first of all, don't read, stop, don't go online, just stay away from it, leave it alone. Well, then people started to defend me, like, hey, don't count this guy out. And then an article came out, this is, and I didn't write this. I didn't, I basically repeated it, but somebody wrote an article. He's the most authentic reality star in TLC history. Those aren't my words. And I repeated that once.
Potentially getting back in the game. I'm sure you've watched yourself a lot with some of the ways that you tackle difficult conversations, whether it be about bad breath or STDs. Yes. Moving forward, what have you learned about yourself and how you talk to people when it comes to a new woman potentially in your life, finding love? What are you doing differently this time around?
Well, first of all, I'm going to listen to my daughter. That's number one. And I'm also going to, definitely be more tactful. It's been a while since I've been in a relationship, and I wasn't trying to be offensive in any way, and I have never ever said anything negative, nor will I ever about Rose. I have the utmost amount of respect for her, but I was literally very, very concerned with with her hygiene, and I obviously didn't handle that in the right way. I thought kind of balancing the lingerie with the toothpaste was a good idea. Okay, that backfired, in the biggest way possible. And if you go online and look at all the memes, that's the proof. And then as far as the STD, like I said, my daughter's like, Dad, come on, hindsight's 2020. Next time, you should have got the test. So that was really unfair. Lying about my height, I'm like, one thing that I'm not very proud of is I came clean, but I didn't want to tell Rose. I didn't want more kids. I can't afford it. And instead of being honest with her, because I was afraid if I was, that I would lose her. Like she would break up with me. So I hid that from her, and that was wrong. And I don't recommend that. So what I've learned is this, okay, just be honest. And if they're going to run, they're going to run. And this surreal experience, it cost me, I don't know, 3 to 4 months of my life and about $5,000. But you know what? I'm ready to find love again. And that's the best gift that Rose gave me, is I'm ready to fall in love. I'm not afraid anymore.
Amazing. If she calls you tomorrow and says, I made a huge mistake, I want you back in my life forever, do you say yes?
I would approach with caution, but yeah, I'm still hurt. I'm sad that it didn't work out. So I feel, that sense of failure. That flight home, man, sucked. It was, 23 hours 24 hours, actually 1 hour more, flying back with no Malbec, no Rose, and the ring. It was a heart punch. It didn't feel good. It was a gut punch, not a heart punch.
We got it. Listen, we love you up here. You got a lot of fans in Canada, brother. So take care. Good luck. And,
okay.
Everybody's still rooting for you, man.
Okay. And one more time, it's Roz, right?
Yeah, R-O-Z.
Listen, brother, I want to give the biggest shout out, the biggest heart punch, the biggest halik to everybody in Canada. You guys have given me so much love. You guys are never negative. I don't hear one negative thing out of Canada. So I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart that I love you. God bless you. And two big things, right? Love yourself, okay? And laugh at yourself.